Okay, well, I feel totally sick and totally out of it. Yesterday, I'm just guessing that they turned up the frequency really loud because, I mean, it has this like low, dull roar all the time, but then all of a sudden it just like squeals and it goes really loud, and then it is so freaking loud. And then with all of the chemicals and stuff they keep pouring on us, and whatever with this frequency, it's so loud right now. I can't even. It was loud all freaking night. I don't know. I just feel really, really sick. I feel super. Whatever is going on, it only gets worse and worse. With my eyes, and I don't know. Whatever this stuff is, I'll tell you. By the time we get done with this, there's gonna be so many lawsuits going. But I mean, it's the end of our judicial. So I think it's going to be when the fortune switches back to the people, away from the greedy people who have hoarded it. I think that is going to kind of be what makes up for all this. I'm not sure. It's hard to imagine. like, I don't know. I just will be so glad when this is over with. My hair is really wacky. That's another thing too. The frequency does something to your hair besides thin it. It does something where it makes it, it feels different. It like moves different. It gets stuck, like gets electrical or something. I don't know. I just keep trying to pay attention to the things and put them all together to try and figure it out. Like, it's so annoying. I got so the Newport doctor emailed me last night and told me to text her. She said that's the way to get through, because they have such an overwhelming response to the podcast that they can't even keep up. And she's really excited because she said so many people are coming in for healing, and she does have a bunch of specials. But I still have the obstacle of like, I've got to get to Newport. I got to have a place to stay because, yeah, you have to do, you can't just go in and do one session and it's all fixed. These aren't exactly like the same med beds that I've been waiting for, but this is still, I mean, it's, a huge improvement over Western medicine. But the other med beds, the ones that, we're waiting on, they will grow back like they'll grow back my uterus. They'll grow back my gallbladder. It will dissolve these implants off of my chest. Like, it does something that's more than just this. I was reading the reviews of the energy system. I think it's something with, I think they go by something with energy system, which I wish they wouldn't use the word system. But anyways, when I was reading the reviews and stuff, it seems like it's a lot for increases pain, increases, it puts your body in balance, but it doesn't necessarily go in and fix all of the things that you could possibly have wrong. So that's why the one guy said, I would need the stronger, the one that has 24 in it, but still I would need a few sessions, and I still don't know that. I mean, I think it would definitely 100%, I think it would improve my eyes. I think it would improve my mind. I think it would improve my pain. All of those things, I definitely think. And the other guy, he told me to get some of these donut crystals. And it's the same ones that they sell, but he said if I send them to him, he will put them in front of the machine and charge them. And then he said put them around your bed because it realigns stuff while you're sleeping, and always wear the one as a necklace, which I'm going to do. I found some I'm going to order, and I put a message to him to see if I could send them directly to him, and then him put them on the thing and then send them to me. But, I mean, it's going to take a little bit of money for me to get to California and stay there and go do all of the treatments and stuff. So, and for all I know, the other med beds could roll out in between that time. And, you know, I don't know. I just got to keep going with the flow. And see, I mean, I've put it out there in the universe. That's what I want. I mean, I feel like it's just a blessing even that Amy sent me the information. I just feel super excited about that. And it makes me feel like I'm headed in a better direction. Because it's a difficult thing to stay optimistic when you are going blind, stumbling around, you can't see things. It's like a super frustrating situation. And then on top of it, I have my brain that's not fully functioning. So I would really appreciate some healing. Yesterday I saw, you know, they've got all the movie star celebrity spokespeople coming out to tell us what we need to do about the weapons situation, like I said. And, you know, people are being really outraged and stuff. And, yesterday I did this little video kind of reminding people like that I mean, these are the same people who have armed guards to protect them from you in case you might want an autograph, or telling you that you don't need any weapons to protect yourself. So wrap your head around that one. And then I posted that video of Jim Carrey on Jimmy Kimmel when he talks about the celebrities are used to distract us and stuff like that. Well, man, that video has gotten a lot of attention. So many people are going in and commenting and saying stuff like that one's blowing up right now. And to me, I think a lot of people maybe saw it. It's hard to tell. It seems like it's new information for a lot of people. But then you have people, I mean, there's people who are saying like he's the grand master of Satan's church, and other people, there's just a very wide variety of what people think or say, but it always gives you kind of a barometer, I think that's the word, of the temperature of the collective, like where people are at, like how are people seeing things. There was this one person, I did this video and I said something about, you know, take it from a seasoned conspiracy theorist that everything that is happening has been happening for a long time. You're just now seeing it. It's part of the awakening. And so I was saying that, and this guy, I guess, was triggered because I called myself a seasoned conspiracy theorist, because so many people now, you know, think of themselves as a conspiracy theorist, because as soon as you question anything, that's what you get labeled. But, you know, if you've been labeled it for, I don't know, as far back as I can remember, I've been called one. So he tried to, you know, flub me up or something, you know, to tell me, well, did you know that everybody is transsexual? People are really on this thing right now of how many celebrities have gender re-identification or something. So like you go, you want to be famous, and well, we don't really need somebody that looks like you, but we could use a guy that looks like you. If you do this and this, we'll put you in all these parts. We'll give you a, you know, and so people do it. You know, I mean, look at Michelle Obama, man. So, but he really thought he was going to throw me. Like, I didn't know about that one. Like, yeah, I really don't think there's very many people who could come up with something that's going to throw me. I feel like I've seen it and heard it all. You know, and it's a dark situation. And, you know, yesterday, I saw this comment, and I didn't really understand what the person was saying. It was on my YouTube. And I didn't really understand what they were saying. So I thought, well, maybe she's commenting on the video, something I said in it. So I'll go back and watch the video and see, like, maybe I'll understand what she's saying. And then when I watched the video, I was like, oh my God, I was so much more awkward. I don't even know what the data is on the video, but it's so funny when you go back and you watch some old one. I was like, oh my gosh, I was so much more awkward, because you don't really feel like you're changing. while you're doing it. You feel like you're the same. You don't, like, I don't feel like I'm less awkward than I was before, but then when I saw it, it was like, oh my gosh, I was so much more awkward. I think, I don't know, maybe I'm just as awkward. It's all perception. It's all by how somebody else perceives you. It really has no meaning what I think about it or what I even think about myself, because it's how somebody else perceives you, but how they perceive you has nothing to do with how you should perceive yourself, if that makes any sense. But you can get yourself so caught up in trying to please others and how others perceive you that you lose yourself. When it's impossible to be everything to everyone. Like, it's a dead end street to try and please everybody, because somebody else wants something different. Somebody else wants something different. It's like, there's not enough of you to go around to change yourself into what everybody wants from you. So, you have to put yourself out there and just be like, okay, this is me, and just let it go. And, if people are turned off by you, then you can't worry about them. You can't stress out about who likes you and who doesn't like you, because it really has no actual meaning to your life, really. I mean, when you think about it, like, I'm sitting here living my life, and I don't know who hates me and who likes me or anything like that. I'm just living my life. So it's weird because we get so caught up in worrying about what somebody thinks about us. Like, that's part of the system, part of the, it's very self-defeating to constantly trying to please other people. And I don't even think I can record very long. This is just killing my eyes. Man, it's hard to have my eyes open. This is just, it's really sucky. Last night I don't know. I feel like everything feels super, super weird right now. Like I've been saying, it just keeps building and building. It's not going back to where I feel like, okay, now everything feels normal. No, I keep feeling like it just keeps feeling weirder and weirder. Like to the point where I like got a question, am I even really here? Like, what is going on? I don't even know if I'm really here. I feel like I'm kind of stuck in a dream. It's like, wake up, Kelly, wake up. Because it is, it feels off. And then it's like, could they be doing this with the frequency? Is it like the collective energy? I heard the Schumann resonance is going crazy. So, I mean, there's so much stuff building and building. Like, and this week I go back to Spokane for my second granddaughter. So the oldest one graduated last year. The next one graduates this year. So I'm going to go over there for her graduation this week. And so it's Pride Parade on the weekend. And then one of my daughters was like, well, you want to go to the Pride Parade? And I've been to several of them. And I'm going to go. But it's like, oh my God. This is a prime target for false flag events. Like this weekend, there will definitely be some false flags. I mean, that's their perfect target. They can just sit there and say, the person's racist, hates gay people. And of course, they'll turn it into he loves Trump, because that's what they always do. Because it's part of their whole game. It's just such a fucking game. But anyways, I mean, I know you can't get killed before you get killed, but sometimes it's like, God damn. It's like you're just walking into, like walking into the fire. Like, oh, let's see if I get burned. We'll just stand here. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's like, what's the point? Why? It's not like, I mean, if I get killed, it'd be like fucking, sometimes it seems like it'd be a blessing. Like, just take me on out of here now. I learned what I came to learn, I feel. Like, I don't know. I know that there's more. I know I have more to do. I have more things. So it's kind of just venting because, I don't know, my guides tell me of all of this stuff. And it's weird, too. Sometimes when your guides tell you stuff, I just think there's a lot of people who don't listen. who just think, oh, that's just me. I'm just making this up in my head. I'm just thinking this. And then you hold yourself back from your own success because you doubt yourself. You doubt your guidance. You got to listen to your guidance, no matter if it sounds like it's just wacky shit. If you are being guided to do something or say something or whatever, it's like being compelled. It's like you don't feel you have a choice. Like I said, it will go over and over in my head until I go and talk about it. And then once I put it out there, it's like I don't even remember what the hell I was talking about. I can't even tell you how many times I have gone in and watched my videos and I'm just like on the edge of my seat, like, what am I going to say next? Like, what am I talking about? Like, so much of this stuff is like you go into some sort of groove and you just, the information just is coming in and you're saying it, but you don't even know what the hell you're saying. It's weird. But anyways, my guides keep telling me, there's more to do. I have more to do. So I don't think I'm going to be dying. Like, if I do, don't feel sad for me. I'll just be like, hey guys, I didn't really understand what you were saying, obviously. I wouldn't be sad or heartbroken. I feel like I've put a lot of information out there. Like, I don't even know how old that video that person was watching, but I feel like if you went back and you started from the beginning, you would definitely see the progression during this awakening from where I started and my perspective of what I was seeing and then where I am right now and what I'm seeing. But I think it's been pretty consistent, but I feel like it's definitely evolved. Like more things have become more clear. And, I just feel so out of it. I feel really out of it. Like, I feel like that there's a lot of things that I wanted. Oh, one of the things, I saw a farmer lady and she was talking about, someone in denial, telling her that they're not worried about the food thing. They think it's all a bunch of, hype. And the farmer lady was like, well, you better damn start worrying because this is serious. They have got the stuff so expensive for the farmers. Like, their stuff is all, if it's doubled in price and then doubled again. So if it was $25, it went for $50 and then it went from 50 to 100. So like whatever stuff that they need, that is skyrocketing in the prices. So they're bankrupting the farmers. They've done it before. They do it periodically. Another thing I've seen so much about is so many people sharing footage of the 1800s. So many people sharing footage of these old, like cathedrals or something, these old buildings with doors that are quite obviously made for giants. Like, why would we make doors this big? And how would we even do it? And then the advanced technology that they use to make some of this ornate work that they did on some of these buildings and stuff. And I saw a woman, she looks like what we think of the 1800s, the outfit, the little parasol or whatever, And she was on an electric scooter. This is a little older woman, just scooting around on her electric scooter. And I saw, in this one tape I just saw, it was exactly saying what I said. People used to be self-reliant, could take care of themselves, grew their own food. They didn't need to have the government. And then the government came into these towns, destroying them. And, for some, they sold them a story, come in, we'll educate you, give you a better job, an easier life. You don't have to work this hard. And some people went and did it, especially some people's kids went and did it. And, it was part of the whole thing of gaining control. And so, however they did it, it's really weird. Like, was it 1800s, even 100 or a couple hundred years ago? Like, Or was it, I don't know. How can any of us know when they're talking about something we weren't alive for? That's why it's so important for us to have older people, because that is like our lifeline to the true history. And everything is manipulated. Like, where did the technology go? And I mean, there's so much stuff. If you go in and you could spend all day just looking up the rabbit hole stuff on the 1800s and our hidden history and the buildings that are being uncovered that have been buried, and whole towns, whole cities. It's probably where this one is that I live in, that I said, just disappeared, whatever, 35,000 people just go away over 30 years. So, and where are all the houses? Like, I thought this area was just getting built up. I had no idea. And who knows how many times this has been built up and destroyed, built up and destroyed. Like, man, that is what's so weird when you really get into how deep these lies go, and how, I don't know, it's like they're so organized, and they are able to keep this going for so long, from generation to generation to generation. Like, that's a big jump. Like, supposedly just 200 years ago, we were far advanced from where we are now. Like, how do they do it? How do they hide so much from us? Like, they just from us, keeping us busy, keeping us enslaved so we don't have time, just lying about everything in textbooks. Like, it's just that simple. Own all of the textbooks. I mean, we literally live in a habitat. We literally live in a created environment that is not created by us. Even when we try and create our own lifestyles, it gets destroyed. They don't want us to have our own identity, our own lifestyle. They don't want us to have our own damn gender, They want us to just be complete, just whitewashed, drawing, mindless consumer creatures that just go around and do what they're told. Buy, 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 buy. And then they're not even going to have real stores. It's going to be virtual stores. Like, I really want my avatar to have that outfit. I'll pay for the $1,000 to have that outfit. It's like, I don't know. Pretty soon they'll have the influencers on they'll have the Kardashians in the avatar world there to guide you of what you need to look like, even. Have all the avatars looking like the Kardashians on the whole damn fucking metaverse, whatever the hell that thing is. I don't know. This is just so wacky. It's kind of comical because it's so wacky, and yet so many people continue to play along and don't question things. Like, there's seriously people in such denial about things. Like, what are they trying to hold on to? Are they just here? Are their souls here just to push the rest of us into continuing to wake up because they give us that wall to push off of, I don't know. I mean, things are just so twisted right now. And it's like the slow untwist to show us what the truth is. I was like, I am so ready for the truth. Like, I seriously thought, there's no freaking way I thought we would still be waiting for this to come out in 2022. Like, I really thought middle of 2021 we would be done with all that. We would be going in a different direction already. It's very, I don't know, it's strange how it just drags out. And then it just makes you feel like, well, what is next? If they can just keep dragging it out, like, something has to happen to, what I even thought of this morning is, it seems like another simple thing they could do. Because I thought about the Joe Biden mask. Like, if they put him up there and put him on a stage and had him tear it off, there would just still be so many people in denial. Oh, that was just a show. That wasn't real. Uh, he's really there. That was just, that was probably a Trump supporter or something, you know, like they would come up with everything they could to make it make sense, even though it makes no sense and they've got holes all over their story. They wouldn't believe it. But I was thinking, you know, in the middle of the night when I'm laying there with my ears buzzing, I was thinking, well, you know, I bet you if they just all of a sudden turned off all of this sound, that would be, it would be so quiet. And maybe, you know, I've been hearing a lot of people, not just with the food stuff, but the power grid. Like there's a lot of threats apparently going, or the government has said they're going to, you know, take us off the power because they got to, you know, save the planet by killing us all and killing the nature. And it's so bizarre. So, that they have to, what the fuck was I talking about? Anyways, if they did turn it off, all of a sudden it was quiet. And I think that a part of people's minds would start like working. I really think this frequency keeps it to where it can't function properly. Like every time you try and make it work, it is disrupted. Like the patterns disrupt our brain waves, you know. And something with microwave is how close or tight they are, how it's really, really bad for us. It's really destroying all of this different stuff. And then, you know, goes all the time. But if they just all of a sudden turned it off, I just feel like it would be super, super quiet. But they are threatening that in, I've seen so many people sharing stuff where the government has said we're gonna spend a lot of time with no power. And, you know, that is like if you have your fridge full of food, that's all your food gone. If you have, and how do you cook it? If you don't have a place to make a fire, to cook over an open fire, how are you going to cook? Even if you have a bunch of food stored up, the dehydrated food would work because then you can just heat up water over a fire and you still find clean water. Like we've got so many things we're going up against. Like something has to fall, something has to shift, you know. And I think it has got to be close. But I mean, I hate to even say it because I've said it so many times, but so many people still, there's just like more and more people who keep saying something big's about to happen, something big's about to happen. Like we can all feel something big's about to happen, but it's hard to know, like, what is going to happen. Yesterday I was, well, you couldn't be outside very much because it just kept pouring and pouring. It's just so absurd too. Like, where the fuck is all this water coming from? Where's it come from? Like, they don't even have those kinds of clouds in the sky. We just have this white atmosphere that they spray over the blue sky. And then they cause it to start raining over and over and over and over. It's totally manipulated and controlled. I don't see how people cannot see this. But, so when I was out yesterday, well, even sitting here, the military planes just going and going and going super, super loud. And I thought, okay, this has got to be to taunt these people, to get them to wake up, to get somebody to motherfucking go out and question, like, why the hell is there military planes going over us? I mean, it sounds like we're in a goddamn war zone. And it's just been building and building. How long have I been complaining about this? And it just builds and builds. And still, everybody just seems so satisfied to just stay in their house. I saw a video a minute or a little while ago, and it is this little girl, and she starts explaining what happened, like as if she was explaining it to future people, what happened to the people of this time, and how we all started moving into our houses and filling our houses with things, and how our houses just became disease-ridden, and we got sicker and sicker, and we detached ourselves from the sun. We even bought fake lights, like the depression light. I have a depression light because there's no sun over here where I'm at. I mean, that was a thing before I moved over here, that it rains so much. But now I've been over here. Now I'm thinking that it's all artificial. I don't know that it would rain this much. I think it's been artificial for years over here with the rain and the depression. And I think that Washington State is used as a big part of funding the pharmaceuticals for depression and whatnot. So I think that is, a big part of it. But when it just keeps being all of the planes going over and nobody doing a thing, and yesterday it even sounded like there was thunder. I thought, are they fighting up there? Like, what is going on? It would not surprise me at all. You hear all of this noise, and then all of a sudden they have, one of their mock spacecrafts fly out of the clouds and start lasering us or something. Like, it feels like they're creating some dramatic event right here where I'm at by this plane situation. It's so strange. And it's so strange how neighbors just accept whatever. They don't even think about things. But I'll tell you what, I've sure seen a lot more tension around here. A lot more tension. So, and I would completely blame that on the chemicals and the frequency and people not knowing what's going on. They just are irritable and fighting and screaming, and animals are acting weird, just the whole thing. It just is, but if the sound suddenly went off, and then people could think for a minute, a lot of stuff could start to sink in. Like, there's so many ways that this could play out. And I don't know. I kind of feel like it is, it's a challenge to just sit here and be like, okay, whatever happens, whatever happens, come shoot us with your spaceships. Let's keep poisoning us for the next, 2 years. Let's see how long we can make it. Like, how long is this going to go? I don't even get, like, why can't we just go up and do a citizen's arrest on this guy? On all of them. Why can't we just go up, all of us together, and say, hey, you guys are done. We're arresting you. We've started our own private jails. And guess what? You guys are the first ones in. Like, how is it that humans are just so willing to be controlled, to be governed, to not question things, to not stand up for themselves? Like, I get everybody's really beat down and abused and has been treated like this their whole lives, but there's got to be some spark, some survival spark, some kind of initiation of solution, like how we could do this. Like, I know, we got to start building other communities. We got to start figuring out our own ways of getting food and coming together in unity. If we have local farmers who are struggling and we're dependent on them, then we need to be supportive of the local farmers. Like, we have got to come together as people to see the common good of how we need to direct ourselves towards the future. And and it has to do, like, all you got to do is look at it, like, Western medicine is going to be gone. The education is going to be gone. Government is slowly going to be destroyed. Like, it's not going to be the same. But it's going to probably take a little bit longer to dissemble because people are very dependent on someone telling them what to do. And the food, it's all changing. Like, the banking, the money thing. I mean, you still see people like, oh my gosh, we're going to get up and we're not going to have any money. Well, how do you just not think like, well, I need to start figuring out what can I buy right now with this pretend money that I have that is a real solid thing, no matter what it is. If it's copper piping, if it's crystals, if it's to me, silver. You could buy platinum, gold, something that is real, something that you can actually hold in your hand that isn't a piece of paper that you can use to barter, sell, trade. Just having a skill, just being able to, knit or crochet blankets, selling hats, like all of that kind of stuff is going to be the direction we're going to be going. We're not going to have sweatshops over in other countries making our stuff. All of that is ending. Everything is changing. And people have got to learn how to not be dependent on the system. They've got to learn how to become independent, self-taught, self-thinking, self-everything. Just like it showed in that 1800 video where it had a woman who looked like a little tiny woman. I showed all these people out just working in the fields and, carrying stuff. This little woman goes and picks up not just one bale of hay. This bale of hay she picked up looked like about 4 bales of hay. Just this giant, wasn't even structured as just one bale. It was just a giant thing of hay. And she goes and picks it up, puts it on her back, and then just starts walking. And you think about these women who, I have to carry these giant things down to get water. Like, people used to go down to the creek and do their laundry. And then we think, oh, we want the convenience. We want a washer right in our house. We want a toilet right in our house. We want an oven right in our house. We want all this stuff. And then what we were willing to give up to have that stuff. When people were living free and taking care of themselves and doing whatever the hell they wanted to. And look at what we had to give up. We have to be controlled, and we are all trapped in our house, and people are getting sicker, and people don't go out in the sun. People are goddamn scared of the sun. They think they need to lather their skin up with some sort of cream that's actually giving them cancer. So, I don't know. It's just another day of ranting, I guess. So, anyways, we'll just see how this keeps going. I just feel like something has got to happen. I don't know how many times can we be threatened that we're going into World War III, that they're going to take our weapons, that we are going to have nuclear, all of this stuff. There's just so much. I don't know. There's a lot left to see how things play out. I mean, people truly are at a point of being so hopeless and so helpless. And they do need that big, giant, come to Jesus moment. Something to get them to go in the other direction, to look at things differently, to really come to life. Because we're still in a state of struggle. We're still in a state of dependence. And people have to wake up. People have to make choices and use their free will and connect to their soul. So anyways, that's probably enough of me. I feel like I'm going to fall asleep while I'm talking. This is so mental. I'm so sick of all of this stuff. And then plus, next week when I go to Spokane, I was hoping last time when I went that they wouldn't have the frequency thing and I would have a break. Fake sun frequency. Same thing with the chemicals and everything. And even my daughter's daughter that came, the one I said was the light worker. And she said when she got here that she could hear the frequency and it was just as bad as in Spokane. So, yeah, I don't know. We just got to keep waiting. Just keep getting through this. Just, stay strong. And I don't even know. I don't even know anymore. Just work on you and work on building your community of support. And I think as we come up with communities and find support with one another, that we will begin to develop new ideas and new ways of structuring society. But I don't know. Seems like this is going to be going on for a while. We'll see. I'll talk to you later. Bye.